Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Anne's English Storybook. Today's story is called Springtime à la Carte. It's a short story about love, memory, and one small mistake. This mistake changes everything. After the story, we will practice together. First, shadowing. Second, retelling. This is your turn to speak. Don't worry about mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Okay, let's get comfortable and let's begin the story.
Sarah lived alone in a small room in New York City. She had a small, dark room on the third floor of an old building. She earned very little money. She worked as a typist. She did not know shorthand, so she could only type letters and menus for other people. Her days were long, and every day felt the same. She heard the sound of the typewriter keys all day. She ate her meals alone. Outside her window, she heard the noise of the busy city. Life in the city felt cold and lonely, but Sarah had one happy memory in her heart. This memory made even the coldest winter days feel a little better. The summer before, Sarah felt very tired from the noisy city. She went to the countryside for 2 weeks. She stayed at Sunnybrook Farm, a quiet and peaceful place. There, she met a young farmer named Walter Franklin. Walter was different from other men she knew. He was smart and modern. He even had a telephone inside his cow barn. He could guess how next year's wheat prices might change. But Walter was also warm and kind, and this surprised Sarah. Every evening, they walked together down a small path full of wild raspberry bushes. Soft sunlight came through the green leaves above them. They talked for hours about small, simple things. Slowly, without really noticing it, Sarah fell deeply in love with him. One sunny afternoon, near the end of her visit, Walter suddenly stopped walking. He saw bright yellow dandelions growing next to the path. He knelt down and picked a few flowers. Carefully, he made a small crown from the dandelions. Then he placed the crown gently on Sarah's hair. He said the yellow flowers looked beautiful on her. Right there, standing among the spring flowers, Walter asked Sarah to marry him. Sarah's heart beat very fast with joy. She said yes immediately. She did not need even 1 second to think about it. Under the warm afternoon sun, surrounded by wildflowers, they made a quiet promise to each other. Walter made one more important promise. He said he would come to the city himself. He would marry Sarah as soon as spring truly arrived. Sarah went back to New York, feeling very happy. She held on to that promise through the whole long, cold winter. To earn money and food, she found a small job. She typed the daily menu cards for a restaurant called Schulenberg's. It was a small German restaurant near her rented room. In exchange, she received 3 simple meals every day. Every night, while she typed long lists of soup and roasted meat, she quietly pictured Walter's face in her mind. She counted the slow days, waiting for winter to finally end. Winter felt very long and very cold that year, but Sarah stayed hopeful. She held tightly onto Walter's promise. Finally, spring arrived in New York City. Soft sunlight made the grey streets look a little brighter. Sarah waited for a letter from Walter. She waited every single day. But 1 full week passed and no letter came. Then a second week passed too, with total silence. There was no letter, no message, nothing at all from him. Sarah's happy feelings slowly began to change. She started to worry more and more. Her worry grew stronger every passing day until a quiet, heavy fear settled deep inside her chest. One evening, after a long, tiring day of work, someone knocked softly on Sarah's door. It was a waiter from Schulenberg's restaurant. He brought the handwritten draft of tomorrow's menu for her to type. Because spring had officially arrived, the new menu included fresh spring vegetables. Near the very bottom of the list, Sarah's eyes landed on one small word. The word was dandelions, served simply with a hard-boiled egg. When she saw that one word, something inside her chest suddenly broke. Warm tears filled her eyes immediately, and she could not stop them from falling. In that moment, Sarah remembered everything at once. She remembered the golden crown of flowers. She remembered the quiet path lined with raspberry bushes. She remembered Walter's soft, loving promise beneath the warm spring sky. Crying quietly now, she kept typing anyway, almost without thinking. She was not really looking at the keys under her fingers anymore. Instead of typing dandelions with hard-boiled egg, her trembling hands typed something completely different. Dearest Walter, with hard-boiled egg. These strange words sat between the red cabbage and the stuffed peppers on the card. One single tear fell and left a small, wet mark on the paper. Sarah never noticed her strange mistake before the menus were printed and sent out to every table that same evening. That same night, by pure chance, Walter Franklin walked into Schulenberg's restaurant. He felt hungry and very, very tired. For many weeks, he had searched the whole city looking for Sarah. He had lost her address soon after arriving in New York. When a waiter finally handed him his menu card, Walter suddenly went completely still. He stared down at the card in total shock. Between the red cabbage and the stuffed peppers, he read two strange words. Dearest Walter. His own name, typed right there on the menu. Without waiting even one more second, Walter called out for the restaurant's owner. The owner recognized the name Sarah at once and told Walter exactly where she lived. When Walter finally found her and stood face to face with her again, both of their hearts filled with pure joy. At last, after so much waiting, spring had truly kept its promise.
I particularly love this story because it looked like he had left her, he had forgotten about her, but he was actually looking for her. Quick thing before we continue, if you're learning something today, write a comment below. Tell me one new word you learned. I love reading your comments. Now it's time to practice shadowing. Repeat after me. She had a small, dark room on the third floor of an old building. He even had a telephone inside his cow barn. He read two strange words. Dearest Walter. Warm tears filled her eyes immediately, and she could not stop them from falling. At last, after so much waiting, spring had truly kept its promise. Right there, standing among the spring flowers, Walter asked Sarah to marry him. Now the last exercise, retelling. This time, you are the storyteller. Try to tell the story again. Who is the story about? Your answer should be something like, it's about Sarah and Walter. Where does it happen? It happens in New York. What is the promise? He promised to go to New York to stay with her when spring came. What goes wrong? He couldn't find her. She thinks he had forgotten her. How does it end? He goes to the restaurant she works for and notices his name on the menu. And then he asks the owner about Sarah. He gives him her address, and they stay together after that. Now I have a question for you. Think about the story. Sarah made a mistake because she was thinking about Walter. Have you ever made a mistake because you were thinking about someone? Write your answer in the comments. I really want to read your stories.
If you enjoyed this lesson, please like this video, and if you want more stories like this every week, click subscribe.
Thank you for learning with me today. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.